Welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real. I am your host, Jonathan Lundy, and we have a very special guest with us today. His name is Jayru Campbell. He's the former quarterback of Cass Tech High School in Detroit, where he led his team to a state title, built back-to-back state titles as a freshman and as a sophomore. From there, he went to Garden City Community College in Kansas, where he won a championship there, and he also graduated. And then from there, he transferred to Ferris State University, where he was runner-up in the national championship game. Jay Rue, how you doing, man? Glad to have you.
Good. How you doing? Thanks
We
for having
good. Oh, awesome. Appreciate it, man. We appreciate you being here. All right, let's go ahead and get started into it. I want to start off with how you got started in football, like like your early youth playing days and where that passion for the sport comes from.
me. Basically, my big brother started playing football, and I just used to, want to follow my big brother for real. And when he used to come home for practice or before practice, I was throwing him passes. I remember I tried to go out to the Steelers organization, but I was too young, so I had to wait the next year, then the next year, but finally got out there. I remember my brother had started off playing like wide receiver, so I used to throw him the ball a lot. And on the D team, when I was 7, they tried to put me on the offensive line. And before he did that, on the first practice, I had asked him like, "Let me throw the ball," and he gave me the ball, scooted back some, and just told me to throw it like far as I can, basically. And I kind of like threw it over his head. He was impressed. And ever since then, I was just playing quarterback. Uh, yeah, but my big brother though, that for sure is probably the reason why I kind of leaned towards that, because we had like the basketball rim in the backyard and the little rim in the crib and stuff like that. But I don't know, I just couldn't shy away from football.
Word. So they put you on D line at
They
first.
tried to, they tried to, but when I was younger, I kind of already knew like like a little bit about the game a little bit. So when he told me like go over there to the offensive line, I was looking and I kind of knew like what they do and stuff like that, and I didn't think I would fit. So
Yeah, as you see, it worked out. You not being on D line.
yeah,
All right, so let's transition to Cass Tech. Yeah, as a freshman, you started in the state title game against Catholic Central, but before we do that, I want to show you a clip. I had a chance to talk to two of your coaches, head coach Thomas Wilcher, and also one of the assistant coaches, Jermaine Crow. Let's take a look at it real quick. All right, Coach Kroll and Coach Wilcher, can you talk about how you came to know J. Rue and how he got to Cass Tech?
Well, that's I don't remember what year it was, but I think it was 2010. 2010 we had Keith Moore as our quarterback, and we knew he was about to graduate. And I visited a lot of youth games, and coach had told me to go watch the Steelers B team, and they were playing in a championship game down at Ford Field. I came and I watched him, and he was poised, and he made a lot of plays. And his leadership skills stood out, like because he was just so calm. Like he was making plays, he didn't get rattled by pressure. I was like, oh, that kid is impressive. This kid is impressive. So once the game was over with, uh, the same guy that called me, coached at the Steelers, he was like, hey man, you need to talk to his dad. And I was like, well, I don't know if I can come up there and talk to his dad, but we can make it where we can run into each other. When I run into him, I'll let him know, that we would like for him to come over to Cass if he's got the grades. Unfortunately, it never happened that year. We went when we finally saw J. Rue. J. Rue was the backup. I told Welcher, I was like, yeah, the Cubs are playing the Steelers. I like let's go watch this quarterback. And Welcher came to the game, and J. Rue didn't play. He he didn't play. He was the backup. He was the man on the B team, but he went to the A team, and he was a backup, so he wasn't getting any clock. So, Welcher looked at me and I was like, well, Coach, hey, I know the kid can play. But Mr. Campbell came and met us after the game and was, real interested in coming to Cass. And I think Welcher told me then one of the things that stood out is the fact that the kid, even though he wasn't starting, he didn't quit. And back then I was a young Thundercat. So I was like, man, he ain't starting, maybe he ain't as good as I thought he was. But that impressed Welcher. Welcher was the first to point little things like that out, before I ever noticed them. And then once he committed to coming to Cass and like, bought in and filled all his paperwork and his grades checked through, and we started practice in the summer. The kid was just a natural leader. As far as, I don't him and Welcher has a much different relationship than me and him, because I'm the good guy. I I was always thinking that Jayru could never do no wrong, and Welcher was just kind of always on his head, talking to him about real life stuff. You know, I was I wasn't looking at it like then. Welcher's experience is what kept him grounded, and then Welcher had a plan for him. Like, he didn't just throw him out there, because originally, Rue wasn't going to be the starting quarterback. We had another quarterback that actually started the year. He just got hurt in week one, and then Rue got thrown into the fire, and from then it was history. You know, from then it was history.
Okay, Coach
Yeah,
Butcher, any comments on that?
I think the most important thing was that that the kid was historical in the way how he reacted and everything. But the most important thing that really was the pivotal point in us really becoming a winning team was after we played East English Village one day. It was cold and raining.
ooh, man,
And, we wanted to quit. We didn't have another quarterback.
man.
And I said, well, you can't quit now. And so you got to finish the game out. And I said, I promise you, after this game, we'll figure out how to make sure you don't get hit. You get a better read and all this other stuff. And we revamped the offense to make sure he didn't get hit and make sure he got quicker reads and everything, because I didn't want him to feel like, oh, coach, I can't do this. So we didn't want to hold the ball long. And we did a lot of pass drills, a lot of pass offense versus him just getting rushed and him teaching him how to get rid of the ball. And he responded real well to it. Next thing you know, the offense just started clicking even more. So he started running it better and better and better. And we just
And,
built everything around him and his potential.
and
He
Mr.
just
Lundy,
grew.
that is a story in of itself. The game he's talking about, we played. I think they were still Crockett then. They weren't East English. They were Crockett.
It was Crockett. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Crockett.
When
Yeah, Crockett.
we played them. It was a rainy game,
Raining.
and I think the amount of turnovers during the game, I think they might have turned it over like 8 times. Well, one team turns it over 12 times. One team turns it over 8. So the ball was all over the place. And I know the coaches over at Crockett, and they were determined that they were going to make the freshmen, they were going to hit the freshmen if they were going to get beat, they were going to punish the freshman and make him make some decisions. So that was their game plan. So they were hitting him every single, to the point where I came and told the offense, I'm like, hey man, y'all need to do something. They out there trying to kill him. They out there trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But he stuck with it. He stuck with it. King did the same thing. The teams from the city, they wanted to test his heart, and to this day, Terrell Patrick has become a friend of mine. But he was like, Coach, we sure was trying to reach out and touch him. He's like, I knew he was a player when he kept getting up. I was like, yeah, he get up. He's a fighter. He's a scrapper. He's got natural leadership ability. Jayru was always first in everything. Like when we would run, like, hey, he would be first. That's when you could tell something's wrong. If Jayru not first, something wrong.
Yep. He was a PSL champion of 300 hurdles. Sophomore and junior year he was. Yeah.
Yeah. Roof special.
We came across a team. I think it was like week 5 or week 6, but man, it was snowing, raining, hell, and the wind was blowing extra hard. Like it was literally like to this day that might have been the worst game I ever played in as far as just the conditions itself. But we had some of the Lions players come to the game, and it was supposed to be pretty hype. I think their record was pretty good. Ours was pretty good. But yeah, I had a very, very, very tough time. Like I was getting hit so much, and in the cold, them hits feel way different than just a regular day. But yeah, just even throwing the ball, like my fingers was to the point it was numb. It was so cold. Yeah, we couldn't really move the ball like that. I had probably like I don't know how many fumbles. I know I had like an interception or two too. It was just bad. It was so bad. Like they was on this. And the crazy part, the final score was only like I think 7-0 or 7-6.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that was probably the worst game I had in my life. I remember going home, like just feeling certain parts on my body. I was so hurt. Like I was so hurt, I swear. But yeah, like one thing that drove me that year after the senior quarterback had got hurt, a lot of seniors on that team was calling my phone like no time wasted. Like the next day, it was like, hey, listen, like I know you ain't like really planning this, and stuff like that, but like I need you, basically, like like long story short, and they was like really taking it serious, and like I already loved football. I already was like, played quarterback like years prior and stuff like that, but I don't know, just I know for sure that drove me, like like the quarterback that they thought was gonna start already hurt, so. And he had a big injury towards the ACL. So like I just knew like everything was serious. Like it wasn't no time for like no games. Like starting like right now. Like you know what I mean? Like I just knew I had to really get serious and just make a way for real. So like every time stuff got deep, I just learned how to I guess brush it off or just let it fly over my head or one ear and out the other, and do stuff like that.
Yeah, and then that's what your coaches were talking about. They said that the poise that you showed was impressive. Coach Butcher, he said that it was historical, like the way that you were able to come in, like under those conditions, like that fast, and like being a freshman, being that young, was still able to lead the team. Like, of course, that like they helped you, and like you said, the seniors on your team, but just like from there, like the offense was clicking. Like y'all got better and better, like as from game to game, all the way into the national championship. Where y'all, how many points did y'all hang up on Catholic Central? Let me look at, yeah, 49. Like and Catholic Central, they ain't no joke. Like that's a football powerhouse. But you had 5 touchdowns. 49 points was the most that CC had ever given up in 40 years. So like, yeah, it's like talk about that, like being in that moment, like from when you had to replace the starter all the way to the national championship game.
I think like the players on the team and the coaches they just not really gave it a chance, but like when it's in front of your eyes, sometimes like you either gonna like accept it or hate it. You know what I mean? Like I guess like I don't know, they just believed in me. Like but really like really, really believed in me. Like they really was like, like sticking with me. When I had my head down sometimes or they just knew like I ain't gonna say it was destined, but like I said, man, that year it was so many emotions and just everybody was so like locked in kind of because the year before when I wasn't at Cass, I think that was 2010. they had went to the semifinals and lost, and like they lost like while they was on the goal line about to score a touchdown, and just coming from Detroit, like this is a different kind of city, like. And like if you got like that golden heart here, it's like everybody see it and like I don't know, like I said, you only go you gonna accept it or hate it. You know what I mean? Like so they just knew that I was willing to fight, I guess. I used to be making tweets on Twitter like before the season, like, man, I just want this spot so bad. Like and like the seniors used to be laughing though, like saying like, like, oh, this boy, he crazy. Like, there's a senior in front of him. Like, what is he thinking and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. Just like I said, coming from Detroit, I had dreams. Like, it's like sometimes I be thinking like, not it's just two categories, but at the same time, it's like if you can go make millions of dollars playing football, and like the opportunity present itself, why not try it? So, and like I was just talking like a couple minutes ago, just saying like if you ain't gonna do it, like if you is gonna do it, why not do it all the way? So like I used to really like lock in like after practice, just a couple more throws, or if it was something I didn't understand, asking my coach, like because main thing I didn't want to be lost. Like he said with the Crockett situation, it was literally like football is scheming and stuff. So it's like they made it to where like we kind of in a lose-lose situation. You know what I mean? So it was like I didn't want to be in that situation no more. Like I'm smart, So like I don't know, I just took it serious, and I found the group of guys that was not only taking it serious, but they might have been taking it more serious than I was. So and it just worked out for the best, for real.
Yeah. All right, good. So yeah, y'all repeat, go again, your sophomore year, and from there you get to Garden City Community College in Kansas. What was the biggest difference between Garden City and Detroit?
Pressure. It was a different kind of pressure though. During college in Kansas had a 20-man out of state rule. So say like you got 60 players on the roster, 40 of them have to be from Kansas. 20, whether you using the 20 on defense or splitting it up 10 to 10 on offense, defense, whatever the case is, only 20 could be on that roster from out of state. So, but it was like 300, 400, maybe more than that. It was like so many kids down there. Like I didn't even know like it was that many athletes, like because they was coming from everywhere. Just like how I had my Alabama offer, I was committed to Michigan State. Almost went there. It was kids coming from Alabama, kids coming from Texas A&M. One kid had bagged up Mike Evans that played with Johnny Manziel. He had played wide receiver.
Yeah,
and like that was just one guy. Like it was so many kids out there, and it was like I don't know. I just had to really like rejuvenate and like just really like lock back in like I really wanted. Like I just knew 20 man out of state. Like come on now, that's tough. With like 400 or 500 kids, like that's crazy. I was seeing certain guys like walk off during the sprints. Like I'm about to go home. Like it was so hard. Like I swear, like this coach was like, he was smart though, because if you make it that hard, that challenging and stuff like that, those that didn't quit, the type of guy that you got on your team, you know what I mean? Like he gonna work and stuff like that. But man, it was some workouts. I don't even know how I made it through. Like it was tough for sure. Like you wake it up the next day, barely can walk up the stairs, and like that was tough.
Yeah. Now, in my research, I saw that one of the receivers coaches, Daniel McKinney, he was there. He's also from Detroit. And can you talk about your relationship with him and his effect on you?
He kind of probably saved my football career, to be honest. Like week 2 or 3, my sophomore year at Garden City. I was in the lunchroom eating, and I seen a dude that was like 6'6", 240, like just like solid. So I asked him like, "What position do you play?" And he told me quarterback. And I just had a bad feeling. I had a bad feeling about that. Like we was like 2-0 or whatever. We was pretty good, but I don't know. You when you just know. But a couple days later, coach called me down to the office, told me they wanted to start the dude and all type of stuff. And I was pretty mad, pretty upset. I even started crying. Like, I thought my football career was over with. Like I had no scholarships. This is my second year in junior college. My last year in junior college. You only can do 2 years. Like what I'm about to do. And Coach McKinnon saw me and like he just told me like, man, come play receiver, man. Like, like you already on the roster. Like, really, I guess they could have switched me out or whatever. But I remember that night at practice, I was so mad. I'm like, I'm about to show everybody like, like I don't know, just got to prove everybody wrong. Or I'm gonna just do something that they didn't think I was gonna be able to do this. Or, I was just real motivated. And he took me under his wing. Just how I got the extra work in at quarterback, I started getting the work in at receiver as far as the feet work go, and understanding the defense from a receiver perspective, and just all type of stuff. McKinney was that dude at receiver. McKinney was real nice. He got a lot of tape that just showed like his ability for real. So you got a dog like that, and he can actually explain to you and teach it to you, and let you comprehend it. Like that for sure came in handy. I think week 4 was my first game playing receiver. I had 2 catches for like 70 yards, 80 yards, or something like that. Week 5 was my first week starting, but at the end of the season, it was like all the receiver stats was kind of like evened out a little bit. So like me personally, as a personal goal, for me to miss like the first 3 games and really the first 4 the first 3 games at receiver, and then that first that 4th game really just getting thrown in there practicing that week at receiver. I feel like I excelled for my expectations that I had for myself. So but McKinney definitely was looking out though. He gave me a lot of tips and helped me learn. So
Good. So how did that train? Because after you graduated from Garden City, you get a chance to transfer to Ferris State. So how did your experience at Garden City prepare you to get into Ferris State?
Ferris was just like not a cakewalk, but like no, like I'm so serious, man. Them workouts in Kansas, like I remember one time in practice, Coach Sims, that was our head coach name down in Kansas, Jeffrey Sims. I remember one day he just didn't like the energy that the practice had, so he just like looked around. Like remember, Kansas is not like Detroit. It's not like the city, like for real. Like it's a lot of open land and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This dude looked around the city, looked around the streets or whatever, and like seen like a light pole, like a real big light pole. And he was like, "Man, I don't like how y'all practice. Blew the whistle, everybody bring it up. Like you see that light pole, man, this light pole was like miles away. Like run around there and come back, we gonna start practice over." But it was like we an hour and a half into practice. I'm like, what? Like who does that? But like we won the national championship. It's a lot of guys that end up going to NFL or CFL or a couple guys in the AFL from that team. He had a lot of talent. So not saying Ferris was a cakewalk. We worked hard there too. But I feel like that Kansas, that got me ready for like the Army. Like like that was a different experience. I even looking back, I'll be looking at some of the pictures, like that I took down there. I was so big, all my shoulders looked crazy. Like we got it in down there for sure.
Most definitely, most definitely. So yeah, you get to Ferris, because you were coming off playing receiver at Kansas. When you got to Ferris, they asked you to move back to the quarterback. How did that go? Why they want you at quarterback after seeing you as at receiver?
Uh, Number one, our Kansas, the way our offense was designed. So I got to tell you this. So when Kansas, number one, like I said, when I was playing quarterback, we started off 3-0. The first 3 games I played quarterback. The third game is when they kind of threw the bigger quarterback that just transferred into the fire. But after the fourth game where they started them, they brought me back into the office. They brought the third string into the office too. Not the big guy. This was like a Kansas because we only could have 20 on the roster. But and when we was walking out to the office, I had told dude his name was Peyton. I told Peyton, I was like, he gonna say I should stay a receiver because I just had like a decent game. My first time at receiver, a couple catches. I told him I was like, he gonna ask me to stay a receiver, put you at quarterback, and I said if he do that, I'm gonna say like I think that'd be better, just because like when I was at quarterback, I've been playing football so long, just certain stuff that I know. When you got a 20-man out of state rule, and you use like 13 dudes on defense, we used like 2 of them at running back. We had 2 quarterbacks. And we had like, I think only 2 receivers that was from out of state. Not to talk down on like nobody from Kansas or none of that, but like we was talking about some goals here. Like we talking about like the best junior college in the country. We playing everybody. You know what I'm saying? So like I just knew like if I went to receiver, I would get a lot of attention. I knew God like the other teams that had to plot on me and that type of thing. And then I seen Peyton working hard too. So, I just try not to have a selfish moment. And the coach even asked me, he was like, we tried to put Dwayne at quarterback. That was the bigger dude that I saw in the lunchroom week 4. And it was like, we don't think that's going to work. Word for word, he told me, like, once again, I think you're the best quarterback on the team or whatever. But I feel like we'd be a better team if you go to receiver and we let Payne go to quarterback. How do you feel about it? And, like, it was so tough because, like, we talking about dreams, goals, and like big stuff, like But I just felt like it was like bigger than me at that point. So I just went to receiver or whatever. But when I got to Ferris, I chose Ferris because number one, the type of offense they run, spread offense, and like it's kind of like Clemson in a way. Like you got a lot of options. It's kind of not built around the quarterback, but if the quarterback make the right decisions, they'll be in the position to win. It's just like, once you I don't know, it's just certain stuff that I know about football, like, just little cheats, and it's not really cheats. It's just if you know the game or not. But yeah, when I first got to Ferris, I was telling them like I feel like I succeed like at quarterback or whatever, and he wanted me to go to quarterback too. They had like some dominant receivers for sure, like some pretty fast guys, some guys that I knew like I could get the ball to, and they'd do a lot of damage and stuff like that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, it was kind of like not even thinking twice about it, to be honest. Like they had like one guy, Malik Taylor, he played for Green Bay right now. He a receiver. He was like 6'2", like 225 or something like that. But he ran like a 4.3. Like, they had like amazing talent like there for sure. So
wow. Yeah. And that's good because even Coach McKinney, yeah, he was saying that, and he told the story of like how when you switch to receiver, he said that he thinks that you displayed like some really good leadership qualities and putting the team first and making that decision. But yeah, so at Ferris in 2018, you won the Harlon Hill, which is basically the D2 equivalent of the Heisman. So like how'd you feel when you got that? Like how did your team and coaches empower you to to just take it at Ferris and go?
I feel like if I didn't get that, I wasn't doing my job. Like I got to a school, Ferris was like, I think, I think they lost like 3 games the year before or something like that. But they always been like quarterfinals, a semifinal team, or you know what I mean, like somebody that was always in the conversation a little bit. So
Contenders, yeah.
yeah, so I just knew like like I said, coming from Kansas, man, I was so ready for so much. Like I felt like I could have went to the NFL after Kansas. Like just from as far as like the physical aspect, like and just like just the work, man, the work. That's what it be, like just the work. I was working so hard. It's like I said, if I didn't win it, I probably would have. I don't know what I would have did, but like, yeah, I probably would went crazy or something. But yeah, like not even like joking. I was working out after workouts, working out before workouts, before classes, after class. Like I really like first guy there at practice, last person to leave. Like I had days where like yeah, like I was with it. I was all in, locked in, not worried about nothing else.
Awesome. All right, so I want to transition to what you're doing now. We talked some time ago, and you said that you're in your free time that you're training like some high school students or like some youth players about the game. Yeah. Yeah. I just want you to talk about that. Like what is it that you think you can bring to the players, and why you think it's important for you to give back to the youth.
I know what I as far as what I can bring, just like football is just like any other sport, like fundamentally sound, beat talent, like when it's understood, when you can comprehend the game and stuff like that, like you gotta have certain techniques to get away with certain stuff. My specialty, or what I believe in myself in, is really just any type of throwing technique. I feel like no matter how they threw the ball before they came with me, if they not already set in they what's the word, like set in their own ways, I guess, and they can get away with it, because certain people do throw different. But I just know I can teach it. Like I done seen it. I made it to a point I can correct myself. So if I can do that, I can break it down and teach it to somebody else. But other than that, just as far as giving back to them, it's like we got doctors and lawyers and judges and stuff like that, and people that just just don't rock with sports. But the talk always, in the recent years, as far as I guess I want to say black athletes, it's been like the black quarterback in the NFL. In my personal opinion, like we getting a little bit more in there, like time at the time, or whatever. But I just feel like we can dominate, take over. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, why play football if, like I said, you ain't gonna do it all the way? Or not even that. I know there's a lot of kids that got NFL dreams too. I know for a fact if it wasn't for certain stuff, I would have not only probably been in the NFL, but I would at least have my chance, like to be around them guys, like have a little pro day or tryout or workout, or certain team owners probably wouldn't be scared to take a chance on me, or all that type of stuff. So yeah, just as far as like, I just know I could put it in them, like just how to play football in general, throw the ball, run the ball, win. That's it. Understand the game, and just take it to another level. Just not being regular with it, not just out there, playing catch.
Awesome. I'm gonna transition to the why you even were at Kansas. I want to know, how do you not let one moment define the rest of your life? Because you were able to bounce back from that. Like you had your success at Kansas from then on to Ferris, and then even now. So how do you not let one moment define the rest of your life?
It's another day. You know, you did something yesterday, but gotta live tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, you just can't let the past. You can't dwell on it. You just can't dwell on the past. It's not gonna really do much for you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, ain't gonna do too much for you. You know, it's just wasting your time for real. You know what I mean? Like, I did everything that I did. Had consequences to my actions, and you know, after dealing with the courts and stuff like that, you just don't want to deal with them no more. To be honest, so you just take it one day at a time, and you know, yeah, man, just kept going and just decided what I wanted to do. You know, once I made that decision, any decision I make, really, I'm always just all in. You know, I'm go for it. So, that's kind of just how that happened for real. Just kept my head on straight, try to stay out of trouble, and just keep my nose clean, and just go for it with life.
Awesome. You recently had a daughter. You were telling us about how was your daughter? How is having your daughter like change your perspective on life? And what are some of the things that you want her to have that you didn't have coming up?
She's still changing my perspective on life, to be honest. Like, but just really, I don't know. Like, I felt like just as far as having a child, like, I just felt like me knowing what I know now, like I was in a position to do so, and basically just I just want her to be more like not as angry as I was, I guess, like not as like tense as I was, like, you know what I mean, like not just like so lost, I guess, you know what I mean, like just having some type of guidance for somebody where she can come talk to, and she knows she can come talk to them, and they're not gonna split her nothing wrong, they're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, like send her in the wrong direction, or just always gonna have her back, always be there for her, you know what I mean, like, hey, regardless, like, no matter how old she get, what year she is, no matter how irritating she get, or any of that type of stuff, like, that's always gonna be my baby. So it's like, yeah, just basically just being there for her, man. Like whatever she want to do, because I know her mom was pretty athletic too. She ran track, so it's like, I don't know if that is like, I guess later down the line we'll find out. But yeah, like whatever she want to do, like I just want to just like bag her up, just be there for her, be her little friend and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, we're winding down now. I'm gonna hit you with some quick hitters. That's just like the first thing that come to your mind when I ask the question. Are you ready?
Got you.
All right. Favorite music artist and why?
Lately, it been me, but besides that, I like Nipsey. I like Dirt. Recent time. Then probably the Rod Wave.
Oh yeah, Rod Wave, nice. He
Rod
been
Wave.
one of my favorites lately too.
He been going crazy for sure. I like Polo G. I like any type of music where it's they doing it for a reason. Like it ain't just like worry about the clothes they got on, or you know what I'm saying, like just something that ain't like got nothing to do with it. Like people rapping about like the stuff they went through, and just something that you can like vibe to, feel it, like, you know what I mean, like not like the wannabe music or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I got you. All right, next question. Any secondary sports you would have played if it wasn't for football?
Basketball for sure. Just Cavs won like set up to be a basketball school, how was for football.
Mm-hmm.
We had like great talent there, great athletes and stuff like that did play basketball. But I don't know. It was just always tougher. It's just tougher in general. Football, you got 50, 60 guys on the team, probably more than that. Basketball, you got like 15 at the most. So, but yeah, if it wasn't for football, basketball for sure.
All right, most definitely. Dope. All right, last one. What do you want the world to know about Jayru Campbell? Just one thing.
One thing I want the world to know about me. You can't listen to everything that you see, like in media, like social media, news, all that type of stuff. Like they try to make it seem like I was just like the worst person ever. Like literally. Like I'll be feeling sometimes I should be able to sue somebody. Swear to God. Because like it just don't make sense. Like I literally, the first time I defended myself, like I want to say I was looking for like no type of trouble or whatever. I just feel like it just came like looking for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it just came looking for me. And I just protected myself. I feel like honestly, I probably like went a little bit overboard due to like I don't know what to really call it, but you know how like I was explaining how I feel about like our history, Black people history and stuff like that.
Yeah, like outside circumstances that may have affected. Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, like I ain't a bad person, man. Like I don't know. I felt like I was trying to like accomplish something, not just for me, but like for it was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. This football thing, like kind of always been bigger than me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I played football because I love it, I like it and stuff like that. But it was a way out the city. It was a way to show like kids from the city that they could do it. Yeah, like it was a little bit bigger than me, like a lot of times. And like yeah, like I ain't a selfish guy. You know what I mean? Like I do have like my likes, dislikes or whatever. I'm human too. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Like I ain't just like this superstar. Everybody think like he got it all figured out, had it all figured out. He gonna be straight. He to take it out and all that. Like, I had my problems that I done went through, got through, been through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I'm human, regular human, just like everybody else. I just only difference was I played football, worked hard at it, created a name for myself, kinda, and that, and the people around me, what they helped. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I ain't a bad person though.
All right, most definitely. You human. You make mistakes like everybody else. All right. Jayru, we appreciate you for doing this interview for us, man. I appreciate you coming to talk to us, and keep it up, man. Keep it up when you chase for football.
For sure, man. Appreciate you having us.